cut!
Good evening.
Goodbye, Miss.
Joe, please.
You again? What do you want this time?
How is the
I'm not easily scared, but crazy killers and armed patrols are lurking about. My son's right about this place.
Goodbye, Miss.
I should never have taken up my father.
City is doomed. Poor Dorothea. Better go home, sir.
Over there! It's one of them vermin! Away with you! Burn it, boys! All back to the hell that spawned you! Get them weapons ready! Cover that one! Get it! Get weapons ready! We found one! I shall fear no evil. Stupid beast!
I'll send you to hell.
He's dead!
You'll pay for this, youngling. Steady, boys! We've got one of them! This one's mine!
Good evening.
Hello again.
For now, everything seems under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something sweet. My My guess is they're recruiting some vengeance.
In the meantime, we'll just wait for our...
I heard the rumors about players.
Bastard. My boys will avenge me. In the end, I will laugh at you.
Someone's playing a right strange game, and I'm gonna find out.
This is Ascalon's.
Vicious bugger in it! We cannot be defeated!
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom.
So many deaths. More coming.
Good evening.
And good evening to you.
surgeon. The greatest.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's alive. It's alive. And it needs a name. I shall call you Lisa. Good evening, Dr. Axe.
So, you already know. We're collecting money for his family. To have a proper burial in the current climate is a challenge.
How is everything now that Dr. Swansea is back?
The hospital could not keep on like this without an administrator. So things are back to normal, I guess.
The death of Dr. Strickland also means the end of his research on the Spanish flu.
It's a good thing, I suppose. Unlike others, I would never have reported him.
You liked him. Admit it.
I'll admit nothing. Strickland was taking too many risks at a critical time. That's not medicine. That's gambling. Gambling with people's lives.
I am surprised about your reaction to Dr. Strickland's death, considering your disagreement with him.
Strickland was young and idealistic, but he had a lifetime to become a great practitioner. He was just lacking insight, and we'll miss him.
You have a heart, Dr. Ackroyd. My God, this is a true medical discovery.
Only you can joke at such a time, Dr. Reed. Maybe that's your most useful skill.
Thank you for your
Jonathan, my dear, I can never thank you enough.
Thank me. For what?
Come now, you know what I mean. I am... well, I'm just like you.
Making you my progeny was supposed to be a punishment, Dr. Swansea.
Don't worry, I know. From time to time, I even experience glimpses, flashes, of your very thoughts. It can be somewhat annoying, my dear. Quite a punishment indeed.
How do you feel since you changed?
Absolutely fine. Did you know I can determine the health of every patient or nurse just by looking at him? Fascinating.
Have you taken a life yet, Edgar?
Don't you think that's a private matter? I would not ask you such an indiscreet question.
Do you feel the hunger?
Yes. It's very peculiar, not like mortal hunger at all. It's like I'm never sated. Fortunately, blood is no rare commodity at Pembroke.
Will you continue as Pembroke's administrator?
Of course. I can help more than ever. And since I'm already dead, I can't get sick.
Are you not afraid Priwen will find you? Next time, they will do more than abduct and torture you.
I remain a man of peace. If things were to go awry, I would flee rather than slice them up as you would, my friend.
Have you seen Elizabeth? Has she passed this way since you returned?
No. And I'm terrified to see her again. I really am, Jonathan. She could very well tear me to pieces for what I did.
What will you do now that you are immortal?
Experiment, my dear colleague. I have an eternity to make scientific progress. I could be the only scientist able to undertake extreme experiments upon himself.
My God, Edgar! Did you learn nothing from your forays into folly?
I have, I swear. No more experiments on mortals. See? I said mortals. How quickly the mind adapts!
What kind of experiments?
Who knows? Nervous shock, brain damage, pain and recovery. There's almost no limit to what my body can now endure. I could be the next Henry Head.
What about the Brotherhood? Will they eject you?
I remain a member. I have information to provide now. Intelligence from the other side, if I may say so.
They won't banish you.
Not so long as I behave.
Goodbye, Edgar.
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see, no one has claimed your body, sir, so it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir, and I thank you for your generous donation. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Are things better now, Doctor?
Dr. Swansea visited here for the first time last night. He wanted to know if the corpses were adequately confined.
What do you think of that?
I'm glad, sir. We spent too many weeks facing death and disease without really taking security measures. It's good to have him back.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts. So you were the proverbial wolf amongst the sheep, sir. I should have killed you for the sake of many.
At least now...
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Dr. Reed. Can I help you?
It seems your surgery was a success.
Yes, it was. I'm working here now, fixing what can be fixed. Paying off my debt the only way I know.
How are things?
He visited me soon after his return. He asked me if I'd agree to some experimental procedure. I said I'd think about it.
Are you still blaming yourself for your injury?
No. I know I took a chance and I got careless. But everything's good. I promise my boy will be all right.
I don't think I saw your children in the Pembroke Hospital.
They're still young, Dr. Reed. They never go out at night, and you're never here during the day.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Pushing yourself too hard.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
How has it been since Dr. Swansea came back?
Rumour says you saved him. I must say I'm impressed.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need...
I'm afraid...
Not under my watch, nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
How are things now that Dr. Swansea...
I must admit, the situation is better. We still have to deal with the epidemic. But it's good to have someone in charge again.
Goodbye, nurse.
Daily routine.
You're me! Are you from Ascalon? I don't care! You're bleeding.
Despicable.
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another. You again?
I should never have taken up my father's business.
My son. Who will take care of him? Was I a good father?
Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not.
would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life.
You and your father have a...
No, never. My father can be brutal and rude, violent even. But he never touched an hair on my head.
What is going on between you two then?
It's his job, if you can call it a job. He bullies people. Men and women we know, like poor Mr. Lewis. It's just not right.
Goodbye, young.
Even my dreams.
Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality.
As long as you have the money.
Give me your blood! was mine!
Go on! Back to the shadows!
Your prey is mine now!
Dr. Reed. So you were the killer. I knew I was right.